Hey, welcome back to our ongoing voyage into fully automated nuclear power. Okay, so yep, we've got the breeder reactor priming currently, building up its temperature. We've got auto item input. I'm waiting for our first re-enriched uranium cell so that I can set up the emerald pipe filter. And what we're going to work on now is the isotope processing room. So here's the deal. So we need to, don't mind the concrete, we need to process uranium into thingies. We need to process it into near depleted uranium cells, and then reprocess those into depleted isotope cells, so that they can, and then re-import them into the ME storage system so they can go to the breeder. Also, there's a step before that. We need to take our uranium ore and compress it into refined uranium so that they can be turned into the cells, and also we need to centrifuge the radioactive combs from our bees, kindly provided by Ironface, so that that will give us uranium also. I don't know if that gives you uranium or refined uranium, so we'll have a see. So this is going to be our isotope. This is going to be our raw uranium processing room. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab ourselves a compressor. There we go. And we will put the compressor, let's see, we can put that there, I think. Great. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring down, we need to power this with EU. So let's look into the energy bridges, which is something I should have done off camera. Let's see. Tell you what we'll do is we will, oh, hello. We'll use creative tabs, and where is it? Should be one of these, should be in here somewhere. Power converters. Excellent. Right. I don't know why it's got all this stuff in it, but this is what we want. So we're going to want to make one of these. Easy enough. And then we're going to use a buildcraft consumer, so we can attach it to an energy tesseract. And then we're going to produce a LV producer, which is made with an LV consumer, which is one of those. LV transformer. Right. Okay. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to create those objects off camera and come back to you. Okay. Right. Got that out of the way. So what we're going to do now, the good thing about this system, using this system, is actually, let's put it in the wall over here in case we need to expand in that direction. Yeah, okay. The good thing about using the energy bridge is eventually what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using the same technology to convert the EUs from the reactors into steam. so that I can pump the steam through a liquid tesseract and convert it back into whatever energy I need. So when I get the reactor online, all I'll have to do is change one component of this, the BC consumer. So that is a good thing. Right, let's put energy tesseract down there, and private, receive only, Wooly power, and then we'll put our Buildcraft consumer. We'll put that, let's put it there. We'll put an energy bridge there and an LV producer there, and then we can run some glass fiber out. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Let's run the glass fiber out like that. Okay, cool. So that's got power. Excellent. Excellente. So basically we want to send any uranium we've got. So let's grab a bit of that. And we'll use an export bus to send it into this here. I'll put that on the top like that, and we'll give it, hello, come on, uranium. We'll set it to stacks, although this thing's slow enough that it doesn't really matter. And let's get some cable. Excellent. So that's now compressing. Now we should be able to use an import bus. In fact, are we going to do that? Right, let's do a little test. I don't know if this works. We're going to be using fabricators because they're really excellent for automation. To basically do our automated crafting. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a fabricator there. We're going to put an ME interface next to it, because the thing about a fabricator is it can draw from an adjacent inventory, and an ME interface counts as an inventory if you put stuff in the export config. So what we'll do is we'll put cells. We're going to put cells in there. Actually, do we want to do that? I'm just thinking. I don't think we do. Let's do it temporarily. I think we're going to change this up. So we're going to put cells in there, and then grab one of those. Right. I think that is working. The only thing is I'm going to actually have to tell it to make cells, and I'm not sure I want to do that. I think what I want to do but it does seem to want to, it is drawing from the adjacent inventory, I'm sure of it. We'll see in a second when this turns into what's it, thingy doodler. So it's about to flip over, complete. Let's quickly pop down here and check on this. 41, get in there. Okay, and now there's 16, so it is drawing from the compressor as an inventory. However, I think what we actually want to do, so we're making cells there. The next step will be to combine one of these to make a depleted isotope cell. Yeah, so we're gonna want, let's see, I don't want to have to tell it to make cells. So what I'm gonna do is we're going to put another fabricator below that, grab some tin, the one we've got lots of. Tell that to make cells. Yeah. We're going to break that. Inventory space would be nice. Go away. 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 Right. And we're going to put our interface against that. Tell it we want to put 4 tin in at a time. And put a cable against that. Like so. So now that's going to fill up until it's full of cells. This should be able to draw from it as an inventory and get its cells. So, it can't. Okay, that's interesting. It must only be able to draw from it on the horizontal plane. So, whoop. Let's do that. And let's just put those cells back into the system. Come on. Whoop. Oh, have I not got any? I might not have any inventory space. There we go. Oh well, we'll have lots of cells. They're useful for other things. Let's get rid of that. And rid of that. Right, I know what we're going to do. We are going to... We're going to do this here. And we're going to use a storage bus. Oh, storage bus. Maybe one of those. We're going to have to wait a little bit for it to make a basic processor or two. What are we on? 44. Okay. Actually, we should be able to set up oh, hello, that's someone else's. I know what we need to do. We need to make it a private. There we go. It's now a private one. Okay, so this, hopefully, re-enriched uranium cell. Excellent. So we can now pop that in the filter and slap our autartic gate on there and tell it no redstone signal, energy pulsar. And we can put that in there. Cool. So whenever there's a re-enriched uranium cell in there, it will get moved to the ender chest. Excellent. Wait, what are we on? 46. Cool. Okay. Has our storage bus cooked? No. Why? Right, we're just waiting for that at the moment. So what we're going to do is how we're going to work this is we're going to do the same thing there with the to make cells. Like that, and then I'm going to do that, and it's going to fill up with cells. Okay, now if we use this as a storage bus, if we put a storage bus on the top, we can basically tell it that it's not going to automatically export these cells. What it's going to do is it will export them if something asks for them. So we can then, it's a bit complicated, we can then put a new one of these. Hello, come on. Let's make a few of them because I'm pretty certain I'm going to be using them. I'm guessing, I think the storage bus is part of this recipe, so we're going to be waiting on that as well. But we can put a storage bus behind this fabricator, telling it to export cells to this. So when this has got uranium to pull from here, it will pull cells from the system and it will pull them straight out of here. So we will always have 9 stacks of cells in our ME system. But they'll be stored in here unless we actually ask it to make some, like with a tell it to craft some, which we should never have to do. So yeah, that's what we're going to do with that. We just really need to wait for these items to craft. I suspect it's making processors, so I'm going to cut until they are crafted. Yeah, I'm going to cut until these are crafted and then we'll complete this setup. Okay, very nearly there with the temperature. Very nearly indeed. $57200 is, whoa, yeah, it's hot in here. That damage is actually from me getting a bit too, I think if I get a bit too, there you go. So, quite dangerous. I wouldn't come in here without, here we go, here we go. And it's off. And now there we go. And it will now maintain this temperature. So what we can do now is put in our component heat exchangers. Can I, let's dump some stuff. There we go. And that means it will now maintain the temperature when on. Just a sec. I noticed. So we're at 5726. So what we're going to do, we're just going to bump that up. In fact, we'll put that up to 230, like that. And Lone Wolf's here. 572. That's interesting. 240 maybe? Should switch on. Why is that not switching on? Ah. What? Am I just not reading my thermometer right? 260. Yeah, that's why it's not. There we go. Excellent. Right, so it should now maintain that temperature indefinitely and breed our cells. Excellent. Right, let's go on. And don't worry, I'll clean up that system at that bit of dirt at the bottom. Let's just tell Lone Wolf I'm recording. Let me out. Okay, so let's just fly up back over here. Okay, so I have my storage bus, so I can put that on there and I can tell it to keep cells in there. I can also then give it a higher priority, so it will prefer to keep cells in here, and that's what we want. Let's dump. I'm going to need some of those. Grab an ME interface, and we'll put this back basically how we had it originally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. And this should now be pulling and producing our near depleted uranium cells. Near depleted uranium cells and coal dust, so we want another. In fact, no, we want another ME interface. Interface like that, and put that on the back of here and tell it to export coal dust, and we can dump that back in there. So that now produces depleted isotope cells. At this point we want to re-import the isotope cells into the system, so we'll use an import bus. Import bus, and put that there, and that will suck out our if it's joined up to anything, that will suck out our isotope cells. Oh no, like that, and our isotope cells should be going into the system. Depleted isotope cell, come on. Do I need to put can't move stacks? Ah, that's interesting. Why does it maybe need to be... Maybe needs to be on the side. I thought you could draw out at the top of these things, but let's try it on the side. Ah, there we go, yeah. Cool. Right, so we are now getting depleted isotope cells. Tons of them. Brilliant. Okay, so the next thing to do, we've got uranium ore to refined uranium through to near depleted cells, through to depleted isotope cells. We've got our cell production to aid that. We are going to need, let's see, we're going to need coal dust production going. In fact, what we could do with doing actually is using a, I bet I've not got a recipe for this, a pulverizer or a macerator. Okay, let's make a macerator. Come on, all. Thank you. Macerator. Machine block, circuit, cobble, flint. Excellent. Machine block. Circuit. Cobble. 3. Flint. I believe that was it. Ah, that doesn't look right at all. No, completely wrong. Right, just a minute. One more of those. And then okay, one of those, 2 of those, 3 of those, and 1 of those. Macerator, excellent. What we're going to do is we're going to just change this up a bit. We're going to take this out, take this out, take this out. We're going to put our import bus there. Cool, that works even without filter. I'm going to put a macerator there. Give it some power. And then we're going to put an export bus on top of this. No, it's a storage bus. Storage bus. Sorry, export bus. And we're going to tell it to export coal. Like that. By the stack. Yeah. Cool. Right. So that will now start macerating coal. This will be able to, and it will turn it into coal dust. Now the question is it the right sort of coal dust? Because there are different values and whatnot. So we might need to grab this first part. Gimme. Please. Oh, no, I think that worked. Well, it certainly went off somewhere, so Yeah, excellent. So now we've got coal automatically going into the macerator, which is then the coal dust is being passed to the fabricator. Now the good thing is it can only really do, once it's done all the uranium, it will fill this up with coal dust and then stop, because it's got nowhere to put it. There's nothing taking them. If the fabricator has none of these, it won't pull any coal out. So it stops it just basically macerating every single piece of coal that I've got. So uranium ore all the way through to where it gets exported back into the ME system to go into the breeder. Excellent. Next thing we want to do is to grab a centrifuge and some radioactive comb even, and we'll put this on this side because I don't really know how it's going to work. You know what? I've got a feeling. Let's put it in here and put one of those in there, and we're going to grab some redstone energy conduit. It's starting to get a bit tight in here. Let's just go around the back here. Like that, and cool. Right, just get some of this, and let's see, can you go there? Oh, actually you're gonna have to go up anyway. No, actually we'll take it underneath. Bring this down here and pop it there. Turn that to input, so that should get power. Excellent. And it turns it into uranium ore. Fantastic. So now we can put an export bus and an import bus, and let's figure out how this wants to export or import. I'm going to think that it's going to want to, we're going to want to import it from the side there. Did that pull it? It did. And we're going to want to export it to the top, and we'll tell it to export these doohickeys by the stack. Beautiful. So that is all our sources of uranium being turned into breedable cells right here. And that seems to me, considering we're at 33 minutes, to be a pretty good place to cut the episode. Oop. Let's have a look and see. Yeah, this thing's still doing the biz. It's still at the same temperature. Is it re-dash? No, re-n? Nah. Oh, no, actually, they're not going anywhere yet. So let's have a look at the ender chest. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep, 9 re-enriched uranium cells. So beautiful. Next episode, we're going to be processing those re-enriched uranium cells and turning them into quad uranium cells. Yeah. until that next episode, take care of yourselves, guys. Bye bye.